Hello everyone. Welcome to this thrilling challenge. Tarren bravely swam to the entrance, attempting to open the huge gate to escape, but under great water pressure. Everyone thought had grabbed breathing packs, but Tarren swam gracefully past to the glass window and raised his fist. He started smashing his fist against the glass, while Merlin outside was having his mind blown. Merlin strolled over happily, while Tarren had already become quite familiar with the precinct. He realized that the mirror was probably a two-way mirror. It was a bit risky, but he had a hunch. But Merlin wasn't pleased because, in his eyes, everyone except Tarren was a total fail. They were so focused on escaping that they completely forgot the most important thing in each other's lives. Clearly, the first warning was serious. After several tests and firearm training, only 6 made it to skydiving training. Everyone thought it was a normal drill, but Merlin's next words sent everyone straight into a panic. They were suddenly engulfed in deep-seated fear. No one knew who might be the unlucky duck. As their bodies spiraled down at high speed, Tarren quickly he suggested pairing up with a partner to ensure everyone could survive. But as they got closer to the ground, one candidate panicked and opened their parachute early. The even-numbered group turned odd, but Tarren calmly adjusted the plan. He had everyone form a circle, hold each other's hands tightly, and then open their parachutes together. The chance of survival was slim, only 30 seconds to go. The candidates opened their parachutes together. At this point, only Tarren and a girl named Susan were left. He held her tightly as their parachute deployed. The two landed safely, but the test had eliminated 3 other candidates. Although Tarren successfully passed the challenge, he felt quite disgruntled. Why was he the unlucky one without a parachute? But that moment of pride made him feel guilty. He had lost that pathetic self-esteem. Just then, she suddenly opened her parachute. It turned out her pack was just fine. This was a reward for passing through. All 3 of them could claim a dog as a companion, and Tarren chose the smallest pug for his new pal. Soon they faced their next trial. The task sounded pretty simple. Just tricking the woman in the photo into coming into a room by any means necessary. But unexpectedly, the seemingly simple task ran into a glitch. As the 3 arrived at the bar to execute their plan, they suddenly felt dizzy. Their drinks had been spiked without their knowledge. When Tarren woke up again, he found himself tied to the railroad tracks. In the distance, the sound of a train's whistle filled the air, and a man in black started interrogating him. He demanded to know their identities and motives, threatening that the other 2 had been squished into a pancake by the approaching train. As the train neared, Tarren grit his teeth, refusing to reveal any info. Just as the train passed, Ha appeared, and Tarren was miraculously unharmed. Turns out, this trial tested their loyalty. Charlie had leaked all the intel out of fear, leaving only Tarren and Susan to pass the test. As Hart's recommendation, Tarren's recent performances had impressed her, so she brought him to a fancy suit shop that appeared to sell high-end, bespoke suits. In reality, it served as a secret arsenal for elite spies. From poison laid in trapdoors to remote-controlled toxin pens, it was all there. And rings that could release 50,000 volts of electricity in an instant, thousands of high-tech gizmos for him to choose from. As long as Tarren passed the final test, he could finally become an ace agent. On the day of the assessment, she came across the head honcho, Arthur. When faced with the choice of killing a certain someone or becoming an ace agent, Tarren didn't hesitate to choose the former. This heartfelt yet silly choice led to his dismissal from the spy program. He felt zero regret about his decision. His mother returned home from work. She was delighted to see her son back, yet noticed the hurt in his eyes. She knew it was never a good sign. Tarren couldn't take it anymore and rushed to find his uncle, the troublemaker, just as he planned to jump out and teach this guy a lesson. Suddenly, the car windows rolled up on their own, and the vehicle went into autopilot mode. The car zoomed towards a strange neighborhood where Hart was calmly watching her. Subtitle: Hart opened a door, revealing a stuffed dog inside. It turned out she faced the same choice before and had chosen to pull the trigger. David couldn't believe it. How could a so-called righteous ace agent do something so heartless? But Hart's next words left her floored. The gun in the final test was completely unloaded. Pulling the trigger or not was all a test, so the girl below was just playing dead. It was a test of physical and mental limits. Then news came in from Merlin about the killer of the ace agent Lancelot. Thanks to Lancelot's sacrifice, the organization chose to recruit promising new members. Hart told Tarren to wait for her while she handled some things, promising to return soon. Little did Tarren know, this parting would turn out to be forever. Hart followed the intel to a church, but it was filled with a bunch of crazed worshippers. Just as she was about to leave, a female worshipper urged her to stay for the sermon. Meanwhile, the shadowy director pressed some mysterious button. Suddenly, a sound blast affecting brainwaves bled from all the worshippers' phones. The female worshipper continued to plead with Hart to stay, but Hart pulled out a pistol. Without a moment's hesitation, she sent the moody worshipper packing. Gunfire was the signal. Suddenly, chaos erupted, and the congregation began a mindless slaughter. The brainwashed believers grabbed any nearby weapons to attack Hart. Armed with the truth, she systematically eliminated her attackers. Not a single bullet was wasted. Each shot spelled the end for another life. After bullets ran out, she fought hand to hand. Merlin, sporting remotely, tried to snap her out of it. She had become a soulless killing machine, and everyone in that church was simply her prey. A few minutes later, only Hart remained alive in that church. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.